You remember the conversation perfectly. What you said, what they said, the exact moment it turned. But somehow, by the end, you're the one apologizing again. And the terrifying part isn't that it happened. It's that you're starting to wonder. Maybe they're right. Maybe you are too sensitive. Maybe you did imagine it. Maybe you're the problem. You're not the problem. But someone has worked very, very hard to make you believe you are. In the next 12 minutes, you're going to hear 7 specific phrases. Phrases that sound almost normal on the surface. Phrases you've probably heard before. But by the end of this video, you'll understand exactly what they're designed to do to your mind, and you will never hear them the same way again. There's a term for what you've been experiencing: gaslighting. It comes from a 1944 film where a husband systematically manipulates his wife into believing she's losing her mind. But here's what most people get wrong about it. Gaslighting isn't random cruelty. It's a strategy. A calculated, deliberate dismantling of your ability to trust your own perception. Psychological research shows that when a person we love repeatedly contradicts our reality, the brain enters a state of cognitive dissonance, a deeply uncomfortable mental conflict between what we experienced and what we're being told. And to escape that discomfort, the brain will often choose to believe the other person over itself. That's not weakness. That's human neuroscience. And narcissists, consciously or not, exploit it masterfully. These 7 phrases are their tools. Let's open them up. Phrase number 1. You're too sensitive. 3 words. Devastating efficiency. You reacted to something that hurt you. That's a normal, healthy human response. But this phrase doesn't address what you said. It addresses you. It attacks your emotional credibility. Because if you're too sensitive, then your feelings can't be trusted. And if your feelings can't be trusted, your perceptions can't be trusted either. The mechanism here is subtle, but brutal. Over time, every time you feel hurt, your brain fires a secondary signal. Am I overreacting? Again, that hesitation, that's the goal. A person questioning their own emotional responses is a person who stops reporting pain. And a person who stops reporting pain is much easier to control. You're too sensitive isn't an observation. It's a silencing mechanism dressed up as concern. Phrase number 2. That never happened. Imagine this. Something happened. You know it happened. You felt it. You heard it. You lived it. And then you bring it up. And they look at you with complete calm and say, that never happened. Not, I don't remember it that way. Not, you misunderstood me. That never happened. This phrase is more dangerous than an argument. An argument at least acknowledges your reality, enough to dispute it. This phrase erases it entirely. When our memories are repeatedly denied by someone we trust, the brain begins to distrust its own encoding of events. This is not metaphor. This is documented in clinical psychology as memory destabilization. You start keeping notes. You start recording conversations. Not because you're paranoid, because someone has made your own memory feel unreliable. That's not a relationship. That's psychological warfare. Phrase number 3. You always do this. This one works in every arena. Romantic relationships, families, workplaces. You always do this. Notice what it does. One incident suddenly becomes a pattern. Your behavior, not theirs, is now the defining problem of the entire relationship. The word always is doing all the heavy lifting. It's not addressing what just happened. It's indicting your character. And here's the trap. You stop defending the specific incident and start defending your entire personality. That's a battle you can't win, because now the subject has changed and you didn't even notice. Stay with me, because the next phrase is the one most people don't recognize until years later. Phrase number 4. I was just joking. You can't take a joke. This is a 2-stage weapon. Stage 1. The original statement, a cutting remark about your appearance, your intelligence, your past, your insecurities, delivered with a smile. In public, often, you feel it land, like a blade. Stage 2, the reversal. The moment you react, it was just a joke. Why are you so serious? Now 2 things have happened. Simultaneously, your pain has been invalidated, and you've been made to look like the unreasonable one in the room. This is public gaslighting, more powerful than private gaslighting because there are witnesses, and the witnesses saw you overreact. Your social credibility takes the hit, not theirs. Phrase number 5, everyone agrees with me, it's just you. Isolation is the narcissist's most powerful tool, but physical isolation takes time. This phrase achieves psychological isolation in one sentence. Suddenly, it's not just them against you, it's everyone. Your friends, your family, your colleagues, all of them, apparently, see what you refuse to see. Here's the clinical reality. In most cases, they haven't spoken to anyone. This is fabricated social pressure, designed to make you feel that your perspective is uniquely, embarrassingly wrong. It works because humans are deeply tribal creatures. The fear of being the only one who doesn't get it is primal. You don't need to convince everyone. You need to trust one person, yourself. Phrase number 6, you're crazy. You need help. This is the escalation phrase. When the previous tools aren't working quickly enough, when you're starting to hold your ground, this is the nuclear option. You're crazy. You need therapy. There's something wrong with you. This phrase attacks the very instrument you use to evaluate reality, your mind. If your mind is broken, your assessments are broken. If your assessments are broken, nothing you think, feel, or remember can be trusted. It's the perfect crime. Destroy the witness by questioning the reliability of the witness's brain. And here's the devastating irony. Sometimes people seek therapy because of this phrase, which is actually healthy. But a manipulative partner will then use your therapy against you. See? Even you know something's wrong with you. There is no version of this phrase that is said with love. None. Phrase number 7. I'm the only one who really loves you. Save the most dangerous for last. This phrase doesn't attack you. It claims to protect you. And that is precisely what makes it the most effective of all 7. After months, sometimes years, of being told you're too sensitive, that your memory is wrong, that everyone agrees you're the problem, this phrase arrives like oxygen. Someone loves you, completely, unconditionally, only them. Which is exactly the point. Only them means everyone else has been quietly discredited. Your friends don't understand you, like they do. Your family has never accepted you, like they do. You need them. Only them. This is the culmination of the entire system. Every phrase before this was preparation. Chip away the self-trust, isolate from outside perspectives, and then offer yourself as the only stable ground left. That's not love. That's architecture. Psychological architecture, designed to make leaving feel like stepping off a cliff. Here's the thing. Nobody tells you. Many narcissists don't know they're doing this. They're not sitting in a dark room, plotting your psychological destruction. Many of them are running on deeply ingrained defense mechanisms, patterns formed in their own childhood, their own trauma, their own fractured sense of self. That doesn't excuse it, but it reframes it. Because it means you were never fighting a monster who hated you. You were caught in the psychological weather system of someone who never learned to exist without controlling their environment. And you were part of that environment. Understanding that doesn't make it hurt less, but it does mean something important. It was never about you being broken. It was about them, not knowing any other way to feel safe. You came into this video questioning yourself, wondering if maybe, just maybe, you really were the problem. You're not. And here's what changes now. The moment you can name what's being done to you, The moment your too sensitive lands, and you think, that's a silencing mechanism. Instead of maybe I am, it loses its power, not all at once, not immediately, but the spell begins to break. The moment you understand the trick, these 7 phrases were designed to work in the dark. You just turn the lights on. If any of this felt uncomfortably familiar, there's something else you need to understand, because knowing the phrases is only the beginning. Watch this next. Subscribe to Dark Mind Lab. To expose every week.